10 shocking archaeological discoveries from World War II that stunned scientists. Our world, despite being modern and developed, still holds deep secrets from the past. And for over 70 years, stories from World War II have continued to haunt us. But did you know that recent archaeological excavations have uncovered surprising discoveries, raising many unanswered questions? From hidden treasures and skeletal remains with painful histories to previously undisclosed clues, these findings not only change how we understand history, but also unveil mysterious, hidden corners. Scientists and archaeologists are reopening chapters of history thought to be closed, and each new discovery brings a shocking revelation. What can you imagine these secrets to be? Hidden treasures of gold and silver? Or shocking historical evidence that we are only now able to see? Let's explore 10 of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries from World War II, which even scientists could not have anticipated in today's video. The mass grave in Poland's Death Valley. Recently, Polish archaeologists uncovered one of the darkest secrets of World War II history when they discovered a mass grave containing nearly 500 victims of the Pomeranian massacre. This grave was found in the Pomerania region, the site of one of the most brutal massacres in the history of war, where the Nazis not only occupied the land, but also caused the deaths of thousands of innocent Polish civilians. The majority of these victims were locals, including members of the Polish resistance movement, murdered by the invading forces between 1939 and 1945. In 1939, when Nazi Germany invaded Poland, the Pomeranian massacre became one of the first large-scale massacres. More than 12,000 people were killed in the forests surrounding the village of Piaśnica, and another 7,000 were buried in Szpiegowsk. These killings marked the beginning of the Nazis' brutal actions throughout the war and served as a prelude to the atrocities of the Holocaust. However, the truth about these massacres didn't end there. After the war, the Nazis returned in 1945, continuing their executions and efforts to erase all evidence. In an attempt to conceal the evidence, the Nazi army exhumed the graves and burned the victims' bodies, but their efforts couldn't fully obscure the truth. Using modern technology such as LiDAR and ground-penetrating radar, archaeologists were able to detect traces of these mass graves. By analyzing artifacts and remains, the research team found wedding rings, one of which belonged to Irena Szydłowska, a female fighter in the Armia Krajowa, Home Army. These artifacts not only prove the cruelty of the Nazis, but also reflect the deep loss felt by the victims' families. The researchers hope to identify more victims through DNA analysis, and eventually, Death Valley will become an official war cemetery to honor those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. You see, each discovery opens a new chapter in the painful history of Poland, reminding us of the high price of war and the cruelty humanity is capable of when power is abused. 174. Graves from World War II in China. In Hubei Province, China, archaeologists have recently reported the discovery of a large-scale cemetery containing 174 graves from the Warring States period, one of the most significant historical eras in Chinese history. Specifically, the cemetery, named Baizhuang, is located in Xiangyang City and was discovered by the Xiangyang Institute of Archaeology and Cultural Heritage during an excavation for an infrastructure project last summer. After completing the excavation, the research team confirmed the discovery of a total of 176 graves, most of which date back to the Warring States period, spanning from the 5th century BCE to 221 BCE. This was a time of great turmoil, marked by continuous wars between feudal states until Qin Shi Huang unified China. Although archaeologists have long had limited information about the lives of people during this period, in recent decades, archaeological sites such as tombs, workshops, and villages have gradually revealed many secrets about the technological advancements and daily life of Warring States people. This discovery not only adds to our understanding of Chinese history, but also provides valuable insights into the society, culture, and social stratification of ancient China. During this excavation, the team found over 500 artifacts, including hundreds of pottery items, dozens of bronze objects, mostly weapons such as swords and spears, as well as personal items like combs and jade rings. Notably, one of the largest graves in the area, labeled M3, contained a rich collection of items, including ceremonial vessels and a chariot with 2 horses buried nearby. These findings further support the theory that the M3 grave belonged to a high-ranking noble in society. With the large size of the graves, especially M3, which is over 9 meters long and nearly 5 meters wide, archaeologists believe these tombs were those of influential figures in Warring States society. This discovery not only offers a new perspective on the Warring States period, but also contributes to shedding light on various aspects of ancient Chinese civilization. USS Edsall shipwreck. After more than 80 years lying at the bottom of the Indian Ocean, the USS Edsall, a symbol of sacrifice during World War II, has finally been discovered by the Royal Australian Navy. The USS Edsall was sunk on March 1, 1942, during a fierce battle with the Imperial Japanese Navy, and since then, the story of the ship and its more than 200 crew members has become an integral part of war history. The ship, which was 96 meters long, was built in 1919 and joined the U.S. Navy in 1920. It participated in numerous important campaigns, particularly in protecting convoys from Japanese attacks in the Australian waters. On March 1, 1942, the Japanese Navy launched an attack on the ship. During the prolonged battle, Edsall avoided many heavy artillery strikes, earning the nickname Dancing Mouse from the Japanese troops. The Japanese Air Force later joined the attack. After hours of fighting, Edsall sank with over 200 crew members, having only been struck by a single fatal blow among thousands of incoming rounds. The U.S. Navy reported that nearly the entire crew perished, turning the site into a sacred place. War crime tribunals held after the war revealed that a few survivors were rescued by the Japanese fleet but were later executed. The discovery of the USS Edsall wreck is not only a significant milestone in the effort to preserve history, but also a way to honor those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. Speaking about the discovery, U.S. Ambassador to Australia, Caroline Kennedy, remarked, "Now we can preserve this important site and hope that the families of these heroes will know their loved ones can rest in peace." The discovery of the ship was made using advanced autonomous robot technology, which helped locate the wreck on the ocean floor. However, detailed information about the condition of the ship and conservation plans remains limited. Nevertheless, the USS Edsall will not only live on in the memories of loved ones, but also serve as a testament to the courage and noble sacrifice of the American sailors in a brutal war. Treasure in an ancient castle in Poland. A strange discovery has recently been made by archaeologists in the city of Nowy Sącz, Poland, when they uncovered a treasure chest filled with precious artifacts from the 14th century. This treasure was found during an excavation at the Royal Castle on Castle Hill, a site that once played a significant role in Polish history. The items found include silver cups, exquisitely crafted vases, cutlery, and porcelain items, silent witnesses of a past filled with sorrow. Experts believe these may have belonged to Jewish families living in Nowy Sącz before World War II who endured immense suffering as their lives were destroyed. Archaeologist Bartłomiej Urbanski, who participated in the excavation, stated that the treasure could have been hidden by the Nazis after the war broke out. In 1941, the Jewish people of Nowy Sącz were moved into a ghetto, which was then destroyed in 1942 along with the massacre of its residents. At that time, the royal castle was used as barracks for German soldiers, and it wasn't until the war ended in 1945 that the castle was reclaimed by the Polish. After more than 80 years, these items have finally come to light, reviving painful memories of the past. The archaeologists have discovered a total of 103 silver objects produced in Poland and Austria. They have stated that after completing their research, the treasure will be moved to a local museum where these artifacts will continue to tell the tragic story of those who were lost in the war. Additionally, in another development, international news reported in May that another treasure may lie deep beneath a medieval castle in Poland. This treasure is believed to contain 28 tons of gold, worth up to 1.5 billion USD, hidden by Nazi Germans in the final days of World War II to prevent the Soviet Red Army from seizing it. This gold, including gold bars, jewelry, and gold coins, may still be buried, waiting for the day it is discovered. 200. Human remains from World War II in Singapore. The area behind Alexandra Hospital, once a significant medical center during the war, is now slowly revealing a bloody secret from history. This is where it is believed that the remains of around 200 victims lie, those who perished in a tragic event on February 14th and 15th, 1945, when the Japanese army invaded the area of the hospital and theater. At that time, Alexandra Hospital, known as the British Military Hospital, was an important medical facility run by the British Army in Singapore, which was then part of British Malaya. The Japanese Army's attack caused innocent victims to lose their lives, and the area became a part of an unforgettable, painful memory. Alexandra Hospital later became a civilian facility owned by the Singapore government after the British left the island in 1971. Recently, when plans to expand the hospital were initiated, this area once again caught attention, as it is believed to be a mass grave of victims from this historical tragedy. The Singapore authorities quickly launched surveys to uncover the story behind this site. A spokesperson for the Singapore National Heritage Board, NHB, stated that since December 2020, the archaeological team has been conducting detailed research of the area using ground-penetrating radar (GPR) equipment to detect any remains buried beneath the ground. This tool helps identify anomalies in the earth, such as the foundations of old buildings, earth cavities, or pits dug in the past. The survey has been completed, and the findings are now being analyzed. If any significant material or evidence is discovered, the archaeologists will continue to investigate to determine if further research is necessary. Archaeologist John Miksic from the National University of Singapore shared that these discoveries could help shed light on the relationship between the British military and the local society of Singapore during the colonial period. However, he also emphasized that it is difficult to definitively conclude whether the remains found belong to victims of the massacre, although the likelihood of discovering a mass grave is high. A World War II bomb in the drought-stricken Po River region of Italy. Specifically, on July 25th, in the dry region of the country's largest river, local fishermen discovered a 450-kilometer bomb that had been submerged underwater for more than 70 years. This bomb dates back to World War II, and as the water level significantly lowered due to severe drought, it was brought to light. Colonel Marco Nassi, in charge of handling the situation, stated, "The bomb was found on the bank of the Po River when the water level dropped due to the drought. This discovery led to a dangerous and complex bomb disposal operation. The bomb contained 240 kilograms of explosives, and removing the fuse required extreme caution, prompting the evacuation of around 3,000 people living nearby to ensure safety during the bomb disposal process." Mayor of Borgo Vergilio, Francesco Apporti, shared, "Initially, some residents were unwilling to relocate, but after a few days of persuasion, we managed to evacuate everyone from the area. The airspace over the area was also closed, and road and rail traffic was temporarily disrupted. After successfully disarming the bomb disposal team transported it to a quarry in Madole, 45 kilometers away, for a controlled explosion. This is part of Italy's ongoing efforts to protect the community from the lingering dangers left by World War II, relics that silently endure through time. This threat comes against the backdrop of the country facing the worst drought in 70 years. Authorities have declared a state of emergency in the areas surrounding the Po River, which supplies water for about 1/3 of Italy's agricultural production. The warning about nature's harshness is not only a battle with the climate, but also a reminder of painful memories that still lie beneath the sea and the earth, adding to the worries of a country that has already faced many challenges. The secret submarine wreck off the coast of Greece. With patience and determination, in 2023, veteran Greek diver Kostas Thoctarides made a groundbreaking discovery in maritime history when he found the wreck of the HMS Triumph submarine, lying 203 meters deep on the Aegean Sea floor, just 10 kilometers from Cape Sunion. According to Thoctarides, the submarine was in relatively good condition, with hatch doors sealed and the periscope retracted, indicating that the vessel was submerged when the incident occurred. However, the submarine's bow was severely damaged by an explosion, which may have been the main cause of the sinking. The team of divers collaborated with submarine and torpedo experts to analyze the cause of the explosion and why the submarine was unable to return. They speculated that the explosion could have originated from one of the submarine's own torpedoes, a possibility supported by the traces found around the vessel. Rena Giatropoulou Thoctarides, a member of the search team, commented, "I believe all 64 crew members were inside the submarine because all the hatches were closed when the accident occurred." Throughout World War II, the HMS Triumph played a special role in rescuing British prisoners and supporting critical intelligence operations for Greece. However, in December 1941, during a mission to rescue a group of British prisoners from Antiparos Island, the submarine failed to complete the mission and went missing on January 23, 1942. The search for the vessel lasted more than 2 decades and faced numerous challenges due to harsh weather conditions and strong currents. However, with the help of modern technology, the diving team used remotely operated underwater vehicles, ROVs, to reach depths that humans could not descend to, helping locate the wreck. The discovery of the HMS Triumph submarine is not only a significant step in historical preservation efforts, but also a testament to the sacrifice of its crew members. The mysteries of the ship remain, but it serves as a reminder of the bloody days of war and the unwavering courage of the soldiers. The wreck of the ship, carrying 1,060 prisoners that sank over 80 years ago. After more than 80 years of waiting, a tragic chapter in Australia's maritime history was finally closed when the wreck of the Montevideo Maru, carrying 1,060 prisoners, was discovered off the coast of Luzon Island, Philippines, more than 4,000 meters beneath the South China Sea. Australian Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles officially confirmed this discovery in a video posted on his Twitter account on April 22nd. He shared that this discovery not only marks a deep-sea survey achievement, but also brings closure to one of the greatest tragedies in the nation's military history. On July 1, 1942, during World War II, the Montevideo Maru was on its way from Australia's former New Guinea territory to Hainan Island, which was occupied by Japan. On board were 1,060 prisoners, including 850 Australian soldiers. While transporting prisoners, an American submarine launched a torpedo at the Montevideo Maru, causing it to sink instantly. Tragically, the ship was not marked as a prisoner transport, making rescue and identification efforts extremely difficult. Deputy Prime Minister Marles, visibly moved, said, "Not knowing the location of the Montevideo Maru at the time meant many families were unable to say a final goodbye to their loved ones. Therefore, this discovery is seen as a source of comfort for the families who lost loved ones in this painful event." Australian authorities have thanked those who contributed to this long search, including deep-sea survey experts and members of the Australian Armed Forces. In particular, Lieutenant General Simon Stewart, Chief of the Australian Army, expressed gratitude. A loss like this lingers for decades and serves as a reminder to us all of the price of war. Never forget. Along with words of thanks from Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, this discovery is not only the result of persistent efforts, but also a reminder of the great sacrifices made by Australian soldiers in wartime. Wreckage of American aircraft from World War II in Hong Kong. Specifically, the research team, led by archaeologist Michael B.C. Rivera from the University of Hong Kong, along with 250 volunteers, discovered over 600 wreckage pieces, including propeller parts and landing gear measuring up to 2 meters, from an aircraft believed to have crashed during the final months of World War II. Notably, some of the wreckage had serial numbers, which could be the key to confirming that the aircraft was a TBM-1C Avenger, a U.S. military fighter plane. Although the aircraft crashed on January 16, 1945, during a brutal American airstrike on Japanese bases in Hong Kong, it wasn't until 2011 that Tai Tam Park was identified as the crash site. Amateur historian Craig Mitchell was the first to discover traces of the crash after years of investigation. However, it wasn't until last year that the research team was able to begin excavation after the COVID-19 pandemic delayed many plans. During the search, archaeologists and experts from the University of Hong Kong, the University of Science and Technology, Baptist University, and the Chinese University of Hong Kong employed advanced technologies such as photography, video recording, and 3D modeling to analyze the wreckage. American experts William Belcher and Andrew Pietruska, with extensive experience in Avenger aircraft excavations, hypothesized that the wreckage likely belonged to a TBM-1C Avenger, one of the primary fighter planes during World War II. The results of the search will be published in a scientific paper next year. This discovery is not only an important archaeological find, but also an opportunity to attract the community's, especially the younger generation's, interest in history, science, and in archaeology. A treasure of priceless artifacts. In the summer of 1974, two farmers in China, Sun Benli and Zhao Genwang, accidentally discovered a priceless treasure of ancient artifacts while digging lime pits on their farm. While working, they unexpectedly came across a deep pit, and upon continuing to dig, they uncovered a bronze pot filled with valuables, including gold and other precious items. News of the discovery quickly spread, attracting the attention of many, including some who were eager to steal the gold they had unearthed. In response to the tense situation, Sun Benli and Zhao Genwang decided to report the find to the village chief and local authorities. The following day, the local government sent a team to recover the gold and other valuable artifacts. In total, 392 pieces of gold, along with several cultural relics, were taken to the museum. However, some artifacts, including two spoon-shaped items, were melted down and could not be surrendered. After archaeologists conducted tests, they discovered that the bronze pots and gold inside were actually ancient bronze incense burners from the Warring States period, a time that had a profound impact on Chinese history. What particularly amazed the experts were the spoon-shaped artifacts. They turned out to be a special form of currency from the state of Chu, cast from silver, a rare material at the time. The technique used to mint these coins was highly sophisticated, making them incredibly valuable treasures. Experts estimate that the total value of the artifacts Sun Benli found could exceed 400 million USD, an enormous sum. This discovery holds not only financial value, but also significant historical meaning. Do you see? These archaeological discoveries from World War II not only shed light on secrets that have been buried for decades, but also provide us with fresh perspectives on one of the darkest periods in human history. Each discovery has its own power, changing the way we understand the past. That's what I think. What about you? What do you think about this? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for following these fascinating and unexpected stories. We hope you will continue to join us on our future exploration journeys. For now, goodbye and see you again.